Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 11. We last left off, Team Natsu was squaring off with the Diabolos members, which ended up with, Gray fighting, Scarion, which we didn't really get to see, or Scullion, or whatever his name is, the Ash Dragon Slayer. Natsu ended up going toe-to-toe with Madmorl, the Armor Dragon Slayer, which led them to start fighting above the water. Last we saw them, Madmorl had smashed Natsu onto the Diabolos boat, where Madmorl revealed that Dragon Eaters don't get seasick, or motion sick, like Dragon Slayers do. And then the rest of the cast was all fighting Kyria, though it was mainly just Erza, as, Lucy and Wendy were protecting Merkfovia and his little assistant girl. And then Kyria revealed that she can not only cut anything, she can cut out Erza's strength and leaves her, crying. And that's where we leave off 2 weeks ago. So now we're back with Chapter 11, Blade Armor Ash. Our cover picture is Gray, Juvia, Warren, and Max all at a fishing pier. We see Warren and Max in the distance, and then Juvia is hugging onto Gray as Gray fishes. Yeah, so we leave right where we left off. Erza begging Kyria for forgiveness. Ugh, please forgive me. And Erza and Wendy, and Lucy look on in shock. Erza, keep it together! She cut her strength? Foo-foo. I guess you can make even a brawny swordswoman into a cute little thing. And Kyria, taps Erza on the head. Ugh, eek. Don't you think you should be bowing a bit deeper? And Erza, Kyria, slams Erza's head on the ground. Huh? Gah. And we see, Kyria's head on Erza's head. That hurts. Please. And when the sight of it, makes Wendy go Dragon Force, it looks like. Get away from Erza! And, we see her, claw. And yeah, she, this huge, energy blast, makes Kyria jump away from Erza. This pipsqueak's a Dragon Slayer? And, Carla's back in her human form. Small though she may be, Wendy's a wonderful mage! And tries to, get in a flying kick on, Kyria, but Kyria, backflips it away. And we cut to Lucy. Good things can come in small packages, too. A pitfall? And I guess she used... Oh, right, because it's she's using Virgo's Star Dress powers, just turned into a swimsuit. A puny move. And, we cut to, Wendy, physically, shaking. Hey, quit calling everything small. It's getting on my nerves. And then Kyria, Blade Dragons, rending roar! And the whole, ground is, cut up. To flash back to the One Piece comparisons I made to, Crocodile, she reminds me of Mr. One, who I just got finished with his fight with Zoro, last night. But, with a similar, blade powers, except this is, blade roars instead of, a blade body, which is interesting, but it's kind of weird. Everyone's sent flying, Lucy sent flying, Carla sent flying with her swimsuit ripping, which is unnecessary, but whatever. And Wendy, being the champ, covers Erza with her body to, block off the blades. And we see Merkfovia's Caramel is her name. She's, blown back, but not really that affected, given that she's human. But Happy is also sent flying. Ooh, Caramel, watch out! Merkfovia, jumps over her. Lord Water God! And we see Kyria standing in a crater that she's created with her, dragon roar. I told you, there's nothing I can't cut. And then we cut to, Gray and Scarion, I think is his name. They're underwater, by the way. I think Gray can still breathe underwater thanks to the potion in Elmina. But I'm not sure. Or definitely he can, by the fact that he's talking. Ice Mate! Lance! and he sends out some lances towards Scarion. But he just turns them all into ash. Hammer! And the hammer also turns into ash before it even materializes. Ash to ash. My magic reduces all to ash. And we see Gray's Demon Slayer state, as he, like, the water around him, like, turns to ice. The sea itself is freezing. What is this magic? And we see a light in, like, the darkness. Ice Devil, Zeroth Longsword! And Gray is, like, zoomed past, Scarion. And he's frozen. Ash or not, ice freezes. Indeed. Seawater or ice. All that hath form shall be ash. And, like, he, like, breaks free of the ice frozenness he was. Bone Dragons, absolute ash. And we see, like, we see, like, a calm shot of the water, and an explosion of ash beneath it. Impossible! He's turned the ocean to ash? You will disappear. You will decay to ash. And, like, we see, like, the water that's, like, still water at this point, like, all around them. This magic's crazy. At this rate, even Elmina's going to disappear. And he brings the Devil Slayer marks back. Ice Make. Silver! And he freezes the ash now. Ice shall become ash, and I'll freeze that ash. Your powers. Devil factor, I presume. How interesting. But we feed on dragons, not devils. Forgive us for leaving this table without eating. And he puts his hands together, and some kind of, like, ash culminates around him. Black ash! And the ash does some kind of, like, strike on Gray. Oh, and Gray turns to ash! Holy shit! Okay. Yeah, Gray just turns into ash, and that's where we leave Gray this week. Because we cut back to Natsu. Natsu is still unconscious, with Madmorl. The girls are all cut up with Kiria. Carla's back in her cat form, by the way. Lord, Water Dragon. Merkfovia's on top of Caramel. And Kiria, like, sighs. Trifling fools. And we cut back to, Scarion, who he says that. Right after, like, killing Gray, it looks like. Then in Magnolia. It was, like, pouring down rain. Like, it looks like there's some kind of, like, energy going on, but no, it's just, like, pouring down rain. And a drunk Kana yells at Juvia, Juvia! Do something about this rain! It's not Juvia! This isn't Juvia's fault either! I told you, it's fine. And Levy's still mad about them spying on, Touka. And Gajia, like, looks at her, and Levy, like, turns away, and so Gajia, like, holds his head in his hands. According to my deductions, this is going to go on for some time, Lily. And then somewhere in the rain. My dear Natsu, whenever will you return? We see, Touka, like, walking by. I finally found you. Touka, the White Witch. Oh, Jellal's in town. I love him so much. Blade and armor and pitch black ash beat Fairy Tail into the ground. Have these powers surpassed that of the dragons themselves? Amidst rain made by a god's powers, Jellal. To be continued next time. Alright, so we see our heroes in, like, the lowest they've been in a long time. This is a classic, ground your heroes to the ground before they win. And it works. It works really well. Gray is dead at the moment. He's definitely coming back, don't get me wrong, but, like, for all intents and purposes, Gray is kind of dead. He was turned into ash. I imagine how Gray's gonna come back. His ash will still have his consciousness in it. He wasn't, like, burned away. His body was just turned to ash, and his, like, soul or spirit or something, or, like, his magic is still, within the ash, and it'll all, like, reform to create Gray. Because there's no way Gray's dying like that. Like, off to the side of a 2-page spread. Without any, like, dying words, without seeing Juvia, without seeing Natsu. Gray isn't dead. Gray is gonna be fine. He'll come back. But for now, he's out of the picture. and just shows us how powerful Scarion is. Scullion. Whatever the fuck his name is. One day I'll come to these videos remembering his name. But that's not today. It's Scullion. It's the lamest name I thought it was. It's Scullion. So yeah. Scullion is bested Gray. Madmorl has, shown Natsu's true weakness. And with Erza's strength cut, there's nothing the rest of them can do to beat Kiria. So that's all really dire straits for Team Natsu. And then we cut to Magnolia, where Jellal has finally found Touka. And hopefully in 2 weeks we'll find out what exactly is up with that. I imagine, honestly, that next chapter will be much more focused on Jellal and Touka and the rest of Magnolia, and not so much focused on the Diabolos fight, just to add some more suspense to that. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what comes from here. That's really all I have to say for this week's chapter. Our heroes are in a very low state in the moment. They've pretty much been completely bested by Diabolos. So I imagine Diabolos is going to head out to Magnolia now to find Touka. Because they're not really after fighting our heroes. They just want to, get them out of the way so they can go fight Touka. So I imagine they're going to let the survivors, Gray, who fucking knows what's going on with him. But the rest of them will probably stay there. Maybe with distance, Kiria's magic will stop working on Erza. We'll see. I don't know. These are all just I'm just spitballing here. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass and I'll see you in the future. Bye!